Hey guys, I'm Meowzer, and welcome back to another Path of Exile video. Today, I'm going to be testing before the new league starts whether running maps Alch can go is still going to be worth it. I'm going to be running 20 of every color map, so we have 20 white maps, 20 yellow maps, and 20 red maps, and we're going to see what the loot totals up into and see if it's still worth to Alch can go these maps. This is the Atlas tree I'm using. It is only 44 points at the moment, so it's a very clear Atlas tree for league start. So you're probably gonna have this around yellow maps-ish. So it'll be really easy to see whether this is a good way to make money early in the league. Now, in the red maps, I will be using the altars, but I will not be choosing the scarab options since it is unsure whether these options will still be there in 3.18. Other than that, I won't be using any scarabs or any fragments whatsoever. This is going to be pure Alch can go, see what loot we get, and make it out with it, and see how much we profit in the end. So, hang tight, watch the content, and you'll see whether Alch can go is still going to be profitable next league. Now, just like on league start, I will be picking up all the small currencies. I will be skipping on wisdom and teleport scrolls, but other than that, I will be picking up every little piece of currency, every essence, all the stuff that we get from that kind of stuff. So hopefully the tab is going to be full of loot by the end of this little map science project, as we can call it. So yeah, let's jump into some maps. Now we got really lucky already on our first map. We have a little bit of Tusion. Hopefully we got some good stuff from this. This is a tier 4 map. Unlucky, no early logbug. After 5 maps, I noticed I made a huge failure. I didn't take Crystal Resonance, which means I will be speccing out of the expedition nodes and putting them into Crystal Resonance. So that way we get a little bit more essences. And with the remaining 4 points, I will be taking Spoils of War for more basic currency item drops from rare monsters. So overall, this is what the passive tree looks like now. Alright, I finished the first 20 maps, which were the white maps. I did not take any of the polished or gilded scarabs that we got from the operative strong boxes into account here, because in the next league, the only scarabs that can drop in white maps are going to be the rusted. For the yellow maps, we're going to get rusted and polished, and then for red maps, we're going to have every single scarab. So for the white maps, I did not want to include the polished and the gilded scarabs, so this is what we came up with in total from 20 white maps, pure Alch can go, with the stuff that we took on the Atlas passive tree. Now, if we look at excellence, we made a total of 271 chaos. The only investments were 20 white maps and 20 Alch orbs. So overall, really good profit on the white maps. For the yellow maps, I will invest a couple more Atlas points, which I will show in a second. Alright, moving into yellow maps, I'm going to add 20 more Atlas passive points. The rest of those are going to be for when we hit red maps, since obviously in red maps you will make the most Atlas passive points. I think having a 65 total Atlas points invested while in yellow maps is a pretty reasonable thing, considering you're not going to have that much Atlas completion when you're in yellow maps just yet. Alright, so for yellow maps, I took all of the extra Harbinger nodes. This is going to boost up the amount of currency we're going to get by quite a lot. And as you can see in the bottom, I only added 20 total passive points. We're going to apply those, and we're moving on to the 20 yellow maps. Just like before, for the yellow maps, we're only going to Alch can go. I am not going to use the remnants that we got. We're just going to clear the maps and see what we get in total. I'm not picking up any of the map drops. So far I've had about 3 to 4 maps per map in return. So map return is definitely very, very sustainable using this method. So yeah, there's just going to be too many maps that I cannot possibly stash for this. But expect about between 2 to 4 maps return per map that you play. Well, we dropped our first Exalted Orb and I died, but we got an Exalt. And a bunch of Exalted Shards. And this is why we take strong boxes. Alright, I am done running 20 yellow maps, which were, I think, all around tier 8. Only Alch and Go didn't add anything whatsoever. We got one entire Exalted drop. We got 2 Divines, a couple of Chaos, a lot of Essences, and we get really, really unlucky on the operative strong boxes. So we only got one of them, which had these 5 Scarabs right here. We encountered 2 Expedition encounters, 1 Tujin and 1 Gwenin. We got 1 Blighted map, which isn't worth that much. I'd say about 10 Chaos or so. So yeah, overall, really, really good loot. We got 1 Ancient Orb from all the Harbingers that we did. So let's pull up Excellence and see how much we made. As you can see, Excellence shows that we made 461 Chaos running these 20 maps on Alch and Go. So for yellow maps, definitely worth it. I would 100% Alch and Go yellow maps at the start of the league. If you don't have a base currency set to invest into Scarabs or Fragments or stuff like that, definitely Alch and Go. Now, for the last 20 maps, which are going to be the red maps, I will be running 10 cemeteries and 10 city squares. These are pretty quick maps, and for this strategy with Alch and Go, I would definitely suggest trying to not do any league mechanics that take absolutely forever. Especially Blight in open areas like this is definitely not worth doing, so skip over that if you want to make the maximized amount of currency per hour. Let's hop into these maps and see how much we make. As with the previous maps, I will not be using anything on the map device, and I will not be using Remnants of Corruption on the essences that we will encounter. I will still spend these 51 points and tell you guys what I spec'd into. I'm going to avoid things like Blight because they are just way too slow. You can take Expedition if you want, because Expedition is really good when it comes to the money, especially when you hit logbooks and stuff. I can definitely suggest grabbing Expedition for red maps, which is what we will be doing as well. Alright, all the points have been spent, and as you can see, the tree has changed quite a bit. We spec'd into everything Expedition. We took these 3 nodes down here because we get more quantity of artifacts. We did not grab the last one for a chance to contain an Expedition encounter. That's completely fine. I took all of these right here, all of these right here. We completed the quantity circle. We grabbed the item quantity and rarity in the middle. We grabbed a couple more strongbox nodes right here, and we grabbed all of the shrine nodes on the map as well. So we're going to contain a lot of shrines, which are going to have a lot of rare monsters, which the Spoils of War will make it a little bit better for all the currency that we're going to drop. Because the rare monsters in areas will have a 1% chance to drop an additional basic currency item, which will net us more profit in the long run. Alright, I have finished every 20 of the red maps right now. I did pick up all the map items for this little session because the red maps actually sell for a lot of money during the start of the league, so we definitely wanted to see the map returns here. We ran 20 maps and we got like over 50 back, so you get a lot of map return. Obviously we got a screaming invitation because we ran all the maps with the Eater of Worlds altars active. We also got a writhing invitation. We got 3 conqueror maps and we got a putrid cloister. As for the other loot, we got a 6-link Rot's Reach from a delirium encounter. We got a ton of essences, a ton of currency. Sadly, no exalted orb this time. We got a couple of expedition encounters. We didn't get that many scarabs, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. The operative strong boxes are pretty rare, especially when not using scarabs or the ambush on the map device. So all in all, I think we got pretty lucky. Now let's go check excellence. Alright, so with excellence up, you can see we made a stunning 837 chaos orbs. If this were in league, that'd be 5x plus for 20 maps that you have zero investment in besides some elk orbs. This is absolutely amazing, and I would say it is 100% worth, no matter the tier of maps, to just elk and go and not invest anything in scarabs at the start of the league. You can definitely do this for a couple of days, save up some amazing currency, buy yourself scarabs, and run a strategy. Now, I will be testing every single league mechanic that you can force spawn during this league, so if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to call this series Is It Worth It? And we will see whether a league mechanic is worth running on its own or not. And yeah, we're gonna see like the basic juice, the max juice, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you like the video, smash the like button. If you're enjoying the content, subscribe for more Path of Exile content in the future. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.